everyone, it's Jordan, and today I'm going to be talking about the books that I bought recently. So yeah, I acquired a few more books for the past couple months because I was off on a book buying ban, and now I'm officially back on my book buying ban just because I am like, yes, I like to have more books on my TBR, but I need to catch up on some of the books that are on my TBR, but I'm happy with the books that I got recently, and I want to show you guys what I got, so let's get to the book haul. So the first two books in this book haul is Royal Assassin and Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb. These are two books that are part of the Varsity trilogy, so I haven't read the first book yet, but I thought I would get the sequels anyway in case if I enjoyed it, I would continue on with the series. But basically the first book is Assassin's Apprentice, which is about a boy named Fist who is a bastard son of a prince, and the royal family doesn't know what to do with him, so they train him as an assassin, and so it grabbed my interest, and I know many people on BookTube has really loved this trilogy, especially Cody from Cody's Book Corner and Becca from Becca in the Books, and I've been interested in reading those books because of it, and plus I really like these editions of these books more than like the other editions, just because I like the covers. It just looks more like a storybook kind of story than the other editions. So yeah, I am excited to try out this trilogy, and hopefully I'll end up enjoying them, even though these are really two chunky books on my TBR, but I am really excited to try out this series either way. And the next book that I got is Fables Volume 1 by Bill Willingham, Len Medina, Steve Leialoha, and Craig Hamilton. This is a graphic novel series about fairy tale characters living in modern world, basically, and I actually picked up this book because Melanie from Completely Melanie really likes these graphic novel series, and I just read them immediately after I bought this, and I really enjoyed it, and I want to continue on with this series, so yeah, I'm really excited about it. And plus I really like the art style. It kind of reminds me of a lot of comic books or graphic novels that I've read, so it's really, I really like that. So this is the copy that I got was actually an anniversary edition. The old cover, the previous cover looks differently from this one, but yeah, I was interested in this graphic novel series because of Melanie from Completely Melanie, and I'm really glad, and I've read this, like I said, and it was a 5-star read, and I just can't wait to get more graphic novels from this series when I'm off on a book buying ban. And the next book that I got is Reflections by Elizabeth Lim. This is part of the Disney Twisted Tales series, and this is about Mulan. It's what if she goes into the underworld, and that's all I know about it, and I like going to these books blind just because I love these Disney movies, and I always like what if something else happens in those stories. So yeah, I read the first two books in the series. One is A Whole New World, which is Aladdin, and Once Upon a Dream, which was Sleeping Beauty, which is a favorite so far that I've read. So yeah, I haven't read As Old as Time, which is also on my TBR, but yeah, I am excited to try this out either way, and I'm just really excited to put this on my TBR. Speaking of Disney's Disney Twisted Tales series, the next book that I got is Part of Your World by Liz Braswell. This is a retelling of The Little Mermaid. It's with Ursula Never Defeated Ursula. So basically she's been, she's haven't had her voice back, and Ursula is with Prince Eric, so that's all I know about it, and I'm just really excited. I just been wanting to try out these books since they came out, and I've been slowly trying to read them in publication order because I know there's a lot out there. So yeah, I'm still excited to pick this up as much as Reflections or any other books in this series that I have on my TBR, like currently in my physical TBR, and I'm just really excited to try it out, and hopefully I find some more favorites other than the one I just mentioned. And the next book that I got recently is Vikings Folk Tales, which is edited by Jake Johnson, and all I know about this is different folk tales that deals with Vikings, and since my dad has told me that his my ancestors from his side of the family were Vikings, and I was like, I want to read some Viking books for some reason, so yeah, I got like inspired to read some Viking stories, so hopefully I'll enjoy this one. This is literally outside my comfort zone because there's a lot of tales that I am familiar with, but this one I am not very familiar with. Like, a lot of them are from Denmark, Norway, Sweden, and Iceland. So yeah, I am really excited to read this either way because I'm reading different stories I'm not familiar with, and it's outside my comfort zone, but I'm really excited either way. And the next book that I got recently is A Study in Treason by Leonard Goldberg. This is the sequel to Daughter of Sherlock Holmes, which I read last year, yeah, it was last year, and I really enjoyed that. And this is a sequel to that. If you haven't read the first book is about Sherlock Holmes' daughter and Dr. Watson's son and their murder mysteries together. And I enjoyed the first book. I really liked Charlotte Holmes. Not Charlotte Holmes. That's a different series of Sherlock Holmes' daughter, and I like Dr. Watson's son. I love their characters so much, and I'm just excited to continue on with the series. And I don't even know how many books there are in this series. I think there's like maybe 5 or 6 if I'm not correct, but yeah, either way, I am really excited to continue on with the series either way. And the next book that I got recently, and I actually already read this book that I just didn't own it yet, which is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is, if you haven't read this yet, this is about a family who's are famous surfers, and they were throwing a party, and then something happens at the party, and then they talked about what happened with the characters in the past. So yeah, I really enjoy this story, but not as much as Daisy Jones and the Six and the 7 Lives of Evelyn Hugo, but I still really enjoyed this, and I just wanted my own copy. So yeah, I got my own copy of this, and I really, like I said, I enjoyed it, but not as much as my favorites from this author, but I just wanted my own copy. So yeah, here it is. And the next book that I got recently is Cat and Gamer, I think it is called Cat and Gamer Volume 1 by Wataru Nadatani. I'm sorry if I butchered the author's name, and the reason I picked up this book is not only because I'm a cat lover and it looks like my parents' cat right up the cover there, but Cody from Cody's Book Corner bought this recently, and it kind of grabbed my interest in reading it. I know she hasn't read it yet, but for someone who was also a cat person, I got interested in it because of that. I mean, it's basically about a woman who's obsessed with video games, and she just welcomes a stray cat in her home, and that's pretty much it. And I mean, look at the book cover. Oh my gosh, I honestly been really interested in this because of that, and plus it looks cute. Sounds like a cute story, so I do want to read it for that reason. But yeah, I'm excited about adding a manga to my TBR, but hopefully I'll get to this sooner than later because I have a lot of mangas that have been on my TBR for a very long time. And the next book that I got recently is Mysteries of Thor Manor by Margaret Rogerson. This is a novella sequel to Sorcery of Thorns. If you haven't read the first book, it's about a girl who's basically a protector of a magical library. That's all I remember. And then something happens to one of the books. I'm trying to remember on top of my head. It's been a while since I've read the first book, but I've been excited about this either way because I really like Margaret Rogerson's books. And I'm surprised like how small this book is, but I'm excited to read this either way. And it's under 200 pages, so I might read this really quickly, and hopefully I'll read it sooner or later because I know lately I've been behind on reading like new release books, the ones that came out in 2023, but I'm still excited either way, and hopefully I'll read this sooner or later. And I'm really excited about this because it is one of my most anticipated releases of 2023, so I need to get to this sooner than later. And the next book that I got recently is Cinderella's Dead by Caitlin Barron. This is a Cinderella retelling where it's the story of Cinderella already happened, but it's like 200 years later where women go to the ball. If they're chosen by a prince, they get married, but the other women that have not been chosen, they're not allowed to get married or something like that. I don't remember on top of my head on the plot, but our main character doesn't want to be part of that, and yeah, that's all I know about it. I'm excited to pick this up because I know this was very hyped on BookTube when it first came out, and I've been missing out on it. That's how I feel like, but I'm really excited to pick this up either way. I've heard nothing but good things about it, and yeah, I'm excited about picking this up either way. So the next 2 books that I got recently are The Six Crimson Cranes and The Dragon's Promise by Elizabeth Lim. These are a duology, and And all I know about this is it's a retelling of a Chinese folklore. That's all I know about it, and I'm excited to read this just because I've read Elizabeth Lim's The Blood of Stars duology. I think that's what it's called. It has Spend the Dawn and Unravel the Dusk, which I read recently, and I've been wanting to read more of her books lately, especially, and I've just really enjoyed them, and I just want to read these. And I know she has another book that's coming out this year called Her Radiant Curse. I think that's what it's called, and I don't know if it's based on anything, but I am just excited to try out this duology either way, especially when I'm really enjoying this author's works. And the next book that I got recently is Define a Night by Bridget Kemmerer, and this is by the same author as the Cursebreaker series and Letters to the Lost, which I've read that as well, and I've been enjoying her books lately, so I decided to pick this one up, and I don't even remember what's it about. All I know is it's a YA fantasy, and that's all I know about it. So, and I'm just really interested in that. I know this is going to be a trilogy because I know the second book just came out last year, and then the third book is going to be coming out later this year, so I do hope to read this so I can read the second book and then go on to the third book. But yeah, I'm really excited to try more of her books out because I really enjoyed her previous books. And the next book that I got recently is Bridge of Souls by V. Schwab. This is the author of a lot of various books like The Invisible Life of A. LaRue, the Darker Shade of Magic series, and this is a third book in the Cassidy Blake series, and I think this is the last one in the series, which makes me sad because I love Cassidy Blake and all the other characters in here, and I honestly wish my copy was not damaged because you can see here is a little damage from the front, and it's like a little bit in the back. But anyways, you haven't read their first book. The first book's about, which is City of Ghosts, which is about a girl whose parents are ghost hunters, basically, and they're just travel around, and she's trying to make new friends while traveling to different places. So yeah, I love this series so much. This is one of my favorite series by V. Schwab, so I'm a fan, and I'm excited to read more of her books because I've been interested in them in a while, and I know I've just read A Gathering of Shadows, which is the second book in the Darker Shade of Magic series, and I enjoyed that still, and I know The Invisible Life of A. LaRue is still my favorite of mine from her, and so is the series, so I do hope this book won't make me cry because I know a lot of series finales it makes me want to cry, but yeah, I am excited to continue on with this series either way. So the next few books are cozy mysteries that I bought. I usually like going to blind, but I'll tell you like which ones that I got. The first one is Arsenic and a Bodo by Mia P. Menisola. I think that's how it's pronounced, but this one's been hyped on BookTube since it first came out, and I kind of want to try it out. And plus, I was watching Kayla from Books of Lala did a cozy mystery video, so that kind of make me want to read them. And plus, I've been reading a lot of cozy mysteries. I just want to read more of them. But this one's about a woman who's just gone through a breakup, and she's trying to save her restaurant, but then someone got killed. That's all I know about it. So yeah, this was a cozy mystery that I've been grabbing interest in a while since I've seen it go around on BookTube, but I'll show you guys the other ones. The next one that I got is Southern Spirits by Angie Fox, and I know some people on Instagram has recommended me this author, so I thought I would try this one out. And this one's basically about a woman who's a ghost hunter. That's all I know about it, and it's pretty short too, so this might be perfect for Halloween. And plus, I got this free on ebook, so I can have this as an option for when I travel, so that's kind of nice. So yeah, hopefully I'll enjoy this one as well. And the next one is the one that kind of sparked me want to continue on trying out cozy mystery books, which is Marigold and Murder by London Love It. I'm surprised how short this is. This is really like the shortest one I got. It's like 167 pages, so this is really short, and I haven't heard anybody talk about this on BookTube, so I'm kind of curious about it, but I really like the cover and everything, so yeah, this is another one that I'm trying out. I haven't heard anybody talk about Southern Spirits either on BookTube, but yeah, that's another one. And the last cozy mystery that I got in this book haul anyway is The Rocky Road to Ruin by Mary Allen. And that all I know about this one is about a woman who owns an ice cream shop, and of course something happens. So yeah, and then when I was looking at this book cover, I didn't even notice that there's a cute kitty cat right there. So yeah, I've always gravitated towards cozy mysteries with a cat on the cover. That's very common for me, because I think I own like 2 that has a cat on the cover. So yeah, like 2 different cozy mystery series that has a cat on the cover. So yeah, but these cozy mystery books, I really want to give it a try, especially the ones I haven't heard much on BookTube. So yeah, I'm excited to try these out either way. And the next book that I got recently is Lunar Love by Lauren Con Jason. I think that's how, or Jessen, I think that's how it's pronounced. And all I know about this book is about a woman who is about to take over her grandmother's matchmaking company business, and she's kind of nervous about it just because modern day dating matchmaking might not fit as her grandmother's generation. But she meets this guy, and that's all I know about it. I know this just came out this year, so I'm really excited to try this out. And I just noticed that they, like, the lanterns have different animals on the cover. Like, this one is the rat and this one is the horse. Yeah, the horse. So yeah, and I'm really excited to try this out because I've really been enjoying a lot of adult romances that I've been reading, and I've been wanting to read more of them, obviously. So yeah, I'm glad I'm adding this to my TBR. And the next book that I got recently is Belladonna by Adeline Grace, who is the author of All the Stars of Teeth duology. And all I know about this book is a YA fantasy series about a girl who, or YA fantasy book it's about, and I know it's a series because I saw the second book just came out, and it's about a girl who was an orphan, and then she, I don't know, something happens, but that's all I know about it. But I'm excited to pick this up just because I really enjoyed the author's previous works, so hopefully I'll enjoy this as much as her other books. And the next book that I got recently is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. This book I haven't heard a lot on BookTube, but I know that this is Haley from Haley Bookland's favorite book last year, so that's why I picked this one up. And I think Heather from Bookables have read that. I'm not quite sure, but all I know about this is I think it's a adult romance, I'm not sure, and it's about a woman who's, like, don't want to make the same mistake again in her life. I don't know, but I've heard nothing but good things about it, especially when it's one of my favorite booktubers' favorite book, and I'm like, since she and I have similar reading tastes, I want to try that out and check it out. And I know the author just had a new book that just came out recently, so I want to read that, but I want to read this one first because that's her debut. So yeah, I'm really excited to try this out, and it sounds like a really fun summer read, especially with summer in the title. But yeah, I am excited to try this book either way. And the next book that I got recently is Friends on the Other Side by Vera Strange. This is the second book in Disney Chill series, and it's basically, if you haven't read the first book is with Ursula. It's about a girl who's made a deal with Ursula where she would be a fast swimmer, but she did not think that something bad would happen to her when she made that deal with Ursula. But I really enjoyed it. It was a creepy middle grade book, but it was good from when I read it. But, and of course, the reason I got into this book because the third book is with Captain Hook, and I got interested in that. But I wanted to read the first one, which was what was the first book called? It has Ursula on it. Oh, Part of Your Nightmare. So yeah, that gave us, I really enjoyed that one. So this one is with Dr. Facilier, and of course this kid's gonna make a deal with Dr. Facilier, so it's gonna be interesting, and this would be perfect for Halloween if I'm in the mood for creepy things. And these are very short as well, so these were really quick reads. So yeah, I'm excited to read this either way, just so I can get to the third book for Captain Hook, because you guys know that Peter Pan is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. So yeah, I'm excited to read this one either way. And the next book that I got recently is Lina D by Diana Urban, who is the author of All Your Twisted Secrets and These Deadly games, and I really enjoyed those books so much. This is her third book, and this is about a murder mystery that happens on a cruise, and that's all I know about it. And I want to keep it that way because I really like Diana Irving's books, and this one is really getting me excited because I haven't read any books that takes place on a cruise before, so I am really excited about it either way. And another most anticipated release book of mine, and I'm just really excited to pick this up either way, and hopefully I'll read this sooner than later because a lot of her books have become my favorites like every year, so who knows, this might become my next favorite of the year, but who knows. And the last book that I got recently is Delphine and the Dark Thread by Alyssa Moon. This is the sequel to Delphine and the Silver Needle, and if you haven't read the first book's about one of Cinderella's mice named Delphine. She was orphaned, and then she was invited to the castle, and there's a evil rat that's going after her because she has a magic needle, and I really love the first book so much. I've read it within a day, and I just couldn't put it down, so hopefully the second book will be a quick read for me as well, and I just love the characters, and I just can't wait to move on with the series. And I mean, one of my favorite parts of these books is the map of Cinderella's world, which I really love, and yeah, I'm excited to read this book either way. And even though I have like over 30 sequels on my TBR, but I'm really excited to pick this up either way, especially as a big Disney nerd I am. I just really love this book, especially when some of my favorite Disney characters are Cinderella's mice friends. So that's all for this book haul. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and comment down below what books that you've bought recently. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button and click the bell icon so we know if I post new videos. Also, you can follow me on social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, which all links will be down below for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!